Now we're going to be taking a look at some of the stock applications, which are the built-in apps that come pre-installed on your iPhone. Now we're not going to be doing too much of an in-depth look at each one. However, we'll be going over some of the basic functionality so you know what to use. We also recommend, of course, downloading some of these applications from the App Store as well, additional apps that will allow you to fully use the full potential of your iPhone 6. So the first app that we have, if you take a look here, is the Messages application. Now for privacy reasons, I'm not actually going to go in there right now. However, what you're able to do is you can create a new message by hitting the plus tab at the top. You can select somebody from your contacts, you can send a message to them, you can go back and forth, just like any normal text messaging application on a smartphone. The next built-in stock app we have is the calendar. Of course, you can view all the different days for the month, and you can tap on them and it'll show you a full view for that day. So if you tap on the calendar, you can see a hour-by-hour schedule that you have. And you can, of course, add events, and you can also sync it to your Google Calendar. We'll show you how to do that a little bit later on. You'll also see that we have a Photos application. Again, I do have some private photos on there, so I'm not going to be opening that up right now. But you can view all the different photos that you took with your camera application or photos you imported from your computer right in the Photos app. You're also able to sort it by location as well, which is a great new feature, which will allow you to see where you took each photo, and you can also share them on your shared photo streams. The next app, of course, is the Camera app. Now the Camera app has a bunch of different functionality. At the top, you're going to be able to toggle whether or not you would like flash, auto flash, or no flash. Then you can turn on HDR if you would like as well. You can add a timer right there at the top, and you can also toggle the camera. If you click there, it's going to toggle to the front-facing camera, and if you click back, it'll toggle to the rear-facing camera. Now, you can always just tilt your camera like this, and as you can see, when you see the little icon at the bottom flip around, that means that you are going to be in landscape mode as opposed to portrait. So that's really where you want to take all your pictures and video from. However, if you're going to be doing like Snapchat, something like that, you can of course take it in the portrait mode. Now, how to access the different videos, Square of course for Instagram, Panorama, and also slow-mo. You're going to be swiping on this. So if you see swipe right, then you're going to be able to see Square. You can take a panoramic picture. You can figure that out. It gives instructions on that on its own. Then if you go to the other side, you're going to be able to take video, which of course you can just press that little red button right there, and then press it again when you're done. Slow-mo, very similar to video, except it's going to take it in slow motion. And then time-lapse will take multiple pictures over time and string them together. That's definitely a really cool feature that's added in iOS 8. So that's how to use the Camera app. Just really quickly, I don't want this to take too long with these stock applications. I just want to show you, point it out real quick. Now the Weather app as well is also going to let you see all the latest weather right in there where your location is. And that's pretty self-explanatory itself. Clock application, I'll just point out a couple things in here. So as you can see, we have the timer that we were in before because we went into that via the control panel. But also down at the bottom, you can access the stopwatch, which is going to allow you to have basic stopwatch functionality. You can also add laps and all that stuff. So that works out really well. Down at the bottom, we also have the alarms. You can set an alarm by hitting the plus button, and then it's basically set whatever time you'd like, set whether you'd like it to repeat, so you can have a repeat weekly if you'd like, and then set a label, sound, etc. So really, some of these things are things you're going to have to experiment with. It's a lot more stuff than we can cover in just one video. However, we just want to point out some of the cool functionality so you guys kind of get a glimpse behind all of it. You can add additional world clocks in if you would like as well by hitting the plus button. So that's another great feature. So if you want multiple clocks, then you can select which one you would like to display. And as you can see, the clock is actually moving with the current time, which is a nice feature they've built right into iOS 8. And they also had an iOS 7 as well. Now you can see the Maps application. The Maps application is going to allow for navigation and whatnot. You just type in whatever address you'd like to go, and you're going to be able to take you there using the step-by-step directions. We have videos. You're going to be able to view all of your videos. Reminders, you can go in there, you can take up a quick reminder, set a time, and it'll send you a push notification when that time comes so you know exactly what you need to do when. Stocks application is going to be showing you everything you need to know about the different stocks that you might be have a portfolio interest in and that kind of thing. Game Center is going to allow you to connect with your friends and play all the different games you may be playing. You can go in there and see what your friends' scores are and all that stuff. Now, Newsstand is going to allow you to actually purchase any kind of magazines that you might like. You just click on the store button, and they'll all be right here. So New York Times, anything of that nature, will all be right there, and you'll be able to read your magazines right from that outlet. Now, we also have the iTunes Store, which is going to be basically letting you buy any kind of music or movies or anything of that nature. You can set up family sharing as well, but that's for a different time. But as you can see, you can go through the whole iTunes Store application there. We have iBooks, same thing, just being able to get all the different books that you might need. The health application is actually new as well, so what this is going to allow you to do is to keep track of your health, all your diet, and also all your running, everything that you do pertaining to your health right in here. You can see that you'll be able to collect all your different health data. You can get all your body measurements, fitness, nutrition, results, sleep, vitals, everything present right here in this app. So I think that's actually a really great functionality that was added new in iOS 8. Passbook's going to allow you to store all of your loyalty cards and all of that right in here, so you can select any kind of loyalty cards that you may have, and you can add them straight to Passbook. Notes is going to allow you to add any kind of notes that you want to your phone, so you can go back for easy access and quick reading. You can also now add images to your notes, which is a cool function as well. And then you got music is going to allow you to see your entire music library. You can play any songs. You can play some of the U2 songs that were automatically downloaded on your iPhone, and all that sort. Settings application, we're going to get a little bit more into that later on. Phone, obviously, is going to allow you to make your phone calls. Email is going to allow you to read your email. You can hook that up with your Gmail or whatever. We'll show you how to do that in just a bit. And then Safari is obviously your internet browser, and then App Store will take you to the App Store. Like I said, we don't have enough time to get into everything in depth, but we just wanted to point out what the different things do. FaceTime is going to allow you to video message people who have other Apple products and have FaceTime installed. Calculator is just a standard simple calculator when you have it like this, but what a lot of people don't know is if you take your calculator and you turn it landscape, you can actually access a full scientific calculator right here, as you can see. So it's that simple, that easy. Now we also have podcasts up here, which is going to let you listen to any kind of podcast you're subscribed to. In the extras, you'll be able to view the compass, which also has basically built in. It's going to tell you all your coordinates, where you're facing, north, south, all that stuff. It also has a little meter measurer in there as well, so you can measure the angle and degree of different things. Tips is going to give you more tips on iOS 8. Voice memos allows you to record anything you would like with your phone. And contacts, of course, has all of your contacts built right in. Also installed is Numbers, Pages, iMovie, Keynote, GarageBand. Those are all of the standard Mac applications. Obviously, Numbers is kind of going to allow you to type in Numbers format, as you know from a Mac. Pages lets you type documents, Keynote, presentations. GarageBand actually will let you make music right on your phone. iMovie will let you make movies on your phone. iTunes U is a really cool, it's basically like a university, iTunes University, which is going to allow you to listen to different things to educate you on different subjects. And another thing I recommend getting is Find My iPhone. Download the Find My iPhone app from the App Store and then enable it. That way, if you ever lose your phone, you're going to be able to log into Find My iPhone on somebody else's device, and you can find where your iPhone is. You can lock it remotely. You can wipe all of its contents if you're really worried that it got into the wrong hands. It's just definitely a very handy application. I always recommend people install a passcode like we showed you how to do earlier and get Find My iPhone, because if you lose your iPhone, it's going to be your #1 resource, and it really works. So those are all of the stock built-in applications. Now we're going to take a look